Did you ever think you would see the day? Did you ever think it? Because I can assure you I didn't. I think I'm going to get McDonald's later. I just had chips and salsa and pizza rolls for my pre-stream dinner. Thinking about what I want for the post-stream dinner. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I feel like kind of weird and garbage rat right now. I went out in the sun without sunglasses and was laying by the pool, and I just feel like really fucked up off of it. You know what I mean? Oh my god, gay Farbs, it has been so long. Welcome. How are you? How are we living? How are we loving? How are we doing? But yeah, like my head hurt really, really, really bad, and I was gonna cancel. Also, can you hear me okay? I'm like kind of leaning back. Let me move the mic a little more towards me. That's probably better. I was gonna cancel, and then I was like, nah, take something and eat something and see if you feel better. And then I felt a lot better, but I still kind of feel weird. I've had summer class all summer from 6 to 9:45. What kind of class is from 6 to 9:45? You're being abused. I just wanted you to know that. I am's pet food. What is up? Yes, you sound good. Okay, we're early tonight. I know. At first, I was like, why the fuck is no one here? And then I realized I'm literally late every single week. So yeah. It's painful. God, I can't imagine. Yeah, we are early tonight. I can't imagine summer classes. You could not pay me. You could not pay me all the money in the world to go back to school. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Couldn't pay me. Do you guys want to read a book? Because we're early. We're going to read a book while we're early and we wait for everyone. This book is called Porn for Women. It's very funny. I'm trying to remember where I got this. My old boss told me about it, and I think I got it on Amazon and gave it to someone as a gift and then stole it back. But yeah, it's like I had chem lab in college from 6 to 9:30. It was awful. Ugh. But yeah, this book is called Porn for Women, and it's just like men listening to you. Isn't that depressing? Like there's this man, and they're just like normal looking dudes. Vibes.gov, first time here, welcome. Throw me in, first stream I caught, first time chat. What is up? What is up? I just woke up from a nap, forgot about this happening today. Look, it's just like normal looking dudes, and then it says like, God, that's so interesting. And it's supposed to be porn for women, and like, it's kind of a mood, honestly. But it never fails to make me laugh that the dudes look so normal. This is my nightmare. He says, let's make it permanently tropical, and he's like adjusting the thermostat. Disgusting. I like it cold at all times. This is funny. It says, I can't offer any solutions, but I am a good listener. He looks nice. His kind eyes. This guy looks like he would give you something. He looks like he is a liar. He looks like a big liar. Should I send an audition tape for Survivor? I mean, you gotta tell. Are you really about that life? Love your chair. Where did you get it? It's on my Amazon storefront. It's from Amazon. And it's on my storefront in my thing. Yeah. This one's funny. Also, I think men in turtlenecks is absolutely hilarious. So here's this man right here. And it says, oh, look, the NFL playoffs are today. I bet we'll have no trouble parking at the Crafts Fair. This is so funny. It's so stupid. I love it. I really am. I think I could win. Then do it. Can I submit a request for a topic? Always. Hello, my esteemed and tenured Harvard professor. Tell them to give me a raise. Some of these really are men doing the bare minimum. Like, it's really just men doing the bare minimum of having human decency. This one's, like, actually kind of porn-esque. Like, why is he on this white blanket like that? Hello, my beloved lemur. Lemur banana! I haven't been able to watch a stream in a minute. Glad I caught the notification. Give Professor Redacted a fucking raise. The only textbook I need for this semester is free. I'm low-key living. That's fucking dope. I love free textbooks. Love that shit. These are literally just like the most average looking men doing the bare minimum, and it's considered porn for women. What a sad time we live in. What a sad, sad time we live in. Some of these kind of creeping me out. Okay, my topic request is Elvis. Wait, I love it. Stop. That is such a good idea. Okay, now that it's 7:33, we can actually get started because this would be when I would be on time. Can I bring you into the shower with me because I need to bathe because I don't want to get FOMO? I mean, I'm not going to make it weird if you don't make it weird. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make it weird. So if you make it weird, then no. But if you are not going to make it weird, that's fine. Like, I would do that with my friends. We'd, like, sit and talk while one of them was in the shower. Okay. Would love to hear you do the death penalty as a topic. Ooh. I'm against the death penalty. Not because... This is going to be a good clip, by the way. I'm against the death penalty, not because there's not people who deserve to die. There's a lot of people who deserve to die. I just don't think the government has the right to kill anyone, and I don't think anyone should get paid to kill someone. That's why I'm against the death penalty. But there are many people who deserve to die. One thing that I think could work instead of the death penalty, this I do think could potentially be a solution for like really bad crimes. I'm talking like crazy homicides, tons of people dead, like all that, like really, 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 really bad, like, you know, like NBC Nightly News type bad crimes. Death by the elements. We have some kind of Hunger Games-esque arena, but we don't make them fight each other, and they're alone out there. And you just put them out there, and they're contained. That part we need to work out, like a large fence of sorts maybe, I don't know. They can't be able to escape back into mainstream society. But you put them out there, and that's their punishment. So it's either life in the wilderness or you die. I think that's good instead of the death penalty. An island, perhaps? Yeah, that could work. I'm not a death penalty girly, but at least can we ban the electric chair and firing squad? That seems realistic. In my opinion, Elvis was taken advantage by his managers and went to a dark path. Reminds me of Britney Spears, but he never got out. I'm already sold. Love this. Battle of the Meadows. That's already a weird German movie. Well, tell them to run me my check. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. A Walmart parking lot for Prez. On Saturday, me and my boyfriend were at his friend's house. And we were like drinking, you know, having a good old time. And we were in the hot tub. And I very seriously, very loudly to this large group of people was like, I'm going to run for Congress. And they were like, that's awesome. And then I went through like my campaign points. And everyone was like, all right, man. Like literally don't take me in public. Don't take me in public because that's what I'm going to fucking act like. We'll send them to an island and they make Australia 2.0. No, they have to be alone. They can't group together. I don't want them together. I want them alone. Part of the punishment is isolation. You need to be alone. DeSantis quaking in his boots right now. He's a governor. I don't want to be governor. That seems annoying. I feel like governors are always dealing with natural disasters, and that just seems like a pain in the ass. No thanks. Their sleigh rights get revoked. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into our slides because we have kind of a lot. Have we seen the Mar-a-Lago tea? No? What? I'm running for my town select board right now to dip my toe in the water. So that's what my boyfriend keeps saying. He's like, babe, you should run for like a local office and just like see how it goes and whatever. And I'm like, if fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene can be in Congress, I can fucking be in Congress. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be a local person. Like, I don't want to be in the school board. I want to be in Congress and I want to be on TV. Making fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I feel like that's not too much to ask for. Become Leslie Knope. Consider dethroning the current shit stain occupying the governor's mansion. I feel weird. My head feels weird. It's because I got my hair wet and didn't wash it. The FBI just raided Mar-a-Lago. Ooh. 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 Ooh, not Mar-a-Lago. Ooh. Someone asked a question. Where'd it go? What would your attack ads be? It depends on who, but my attack ads wouldn't be corny because most attack ads are corny as hell. Like they're literally just corny as hell. Like they're like like you know the exact voice I'm talking about. So it would just be me, and I'd be like, "What's up, you guys? Ron DeSantis is a bitch ass motherfucker," and then it would just be like that would be my face at the beginning, and then it would switch to clips of him, just like really unflattering ones, like tripping upstairs, eating things really sloppily, looking red, just like the most unflattering pictures I could possibly find of him, then with audio of him saying terrible things and me reacting to it. So like each commercial would be a different terrible thing. Like each commercial would be him saying one awful thing and me being like, I would never say that about you because I believe in you as a person, and I think it's really demeaning that he would say that and shows that he's just taking advantage of you and you deserve better. And that's why I'm running for governor. You know, that would be my attack ad. Like I would just like keep it simple, keep it crisp. You know what I mean? I think less is more. I made a Twitch account just to watch these. Finally made it to the live. Oh my god, Sarah Sunflower. Thanks. Okay. My state had an attack ad over toilet paper made in China. It said, and I quote, Chinese toilet paper, my ass. That's a little funny. Might be a dumb question, but what's today's topic? Not a dumb question, Jackie Cherry. We don't really have a topic today. So Wednesdays we do history, and it's like gaslight the citizens. Wednesdays we do history, and it's like organized, and then Mondays are just like kind of a shit show, and people send me like terrible things that have happened to them at their jobs and in their lives, and then we just read about it and talk about it, and then we all talk about terrible things that have happened to us, or we talk about great things that have happened to us. We just be talking. We chill out on Mondays. But honestly, Mondays are kind of a vibe. Read Dirt Road Revival by Chloe Maxim. I wish I could read. God, I would love to be able to read. There's a woman running for senator in my state, and the current one won't debate with her, so she went to the fair and handed out 2 walnuts saying she found his for him. That's hilarious. I love that. That's such a good idea. I love that. Well, who is that? I want to give him some money. Also, I have this Dr. Pepper, and you want to know how much carbonation it has in it? Zip, zero, zada, nothing. It's like I'm drinking like a malt. I don't know. It's disgusting. She slayed. She did. She slayed. She gave us what we deserved. Okay. So, we have new slides. We out here. This is the new name. We're out here. We're just out here. I switched up the slides. I wanted something that was a little easier to read, but still cute. Let me know how we're feeling. Do we like these slides? Do we like the old slides? You can let me know throughout. I wanted to say because of you, I'm a Dr. Pepper stan. Good, the Mallory person. I love that. Love the new slides. Glad we love the new slides. But yeah, I just thought these were cute and like simple, but still cute. I'm a butterfly girly, so I'm loving it. I also feel like, where can I submit my trauma? Let me show you. So that's the other thing. I used to have like education horror stories here, spill tea here. Like I had all these fucking Google forms, and it was so goddamn confusing, and I'm mad that none of you called me out on it because it was disgusting. So now I just have one form. Submit your story, whatever you want it to be. Your education horror story, an amazing teacher who changed your life, your work gossip, your family drama, a rant about a politician or a rich person you hate, the story of the worst customer you ever had, a man that wronged you, a rich person's terrible house, or whatever else is on your mind. Nothing is irrelevant. I'm happy to talk about whatever experience or thing or person you want to share. I figured this is easier. You just have one link, one thing for me to check, one thing for you to do. I love the meme there. I also love the meme here. If you can't read it because it's kind of little, it says, I don't want to heal. I want them to pay for what they did. This is one of my favorite memes of all time. Can I submit a pretty long bad roommate story? I would love nothing more than for you to submit a pretty long bad roommate story. And also, if you have a story that includes images, files, screenshots, whatever, feel free to email it to me. You can make like a form, like in a Google form, you can upload files, but if you do that, everyone who uses the form has to sign in. Not everyone has a Gmail account, so if you want to include pictures, you have to send me an email. I'm sorry. But yeah. That's the new form. A couple people submitted today. They're not going to be in here because they were just made today. And I literally was such a planning ahead boss babe. Like, let me just tell you all. Also, sorry that I just like flashed my entire body. So normally I try and like work on these slides like at work on Monday. And then I'm like, they just kind of like, I'm giving it half attention. And then I get home and I'm like super rushed to like finish the slides and make dinner, blah, blah, blah. And it's always terrible. And then my boyfriend was like working on stuff all day on Sunday. Well, not all day, but for like hours. And playing video games and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to make the slides right now because there's a lot I want to do. I was like, I want to have one form. I want to redo the slides. Like, there's a lot. It's going to be more than I can handle in a Monday afternoon. And so I made the whole thing on Sunday, and I'm going to start doing that because I was like much more relaxed today. You guys, I came home and went to the fucking pool. Like, who does that? Post the link again. There you go. Y'all want to hear about my former insanely sexist boss? Yes. I love how Mondays are basically one big show until now. Yeah, they literally are a show and tell. I love it. We bring whatever we want to the table for discussion, true democracy. Yeah, like, we just need to discuss. Like, this is just a group chat at this point. Also, I felt like these slides matched much better with the vibe. Like, look at my screen right now. I don't want this to be pink anymore. I need to change this. But, like, I feel like the purple background, and then once it gets dark outside, this will have, like, the blue, and then the dark purple background, and the blue chair. I just think it's, like, really good. Is there anything on Mr. Tumbleweed today? No, not today. So yeah, also, I already said this, but switched up Monday streams, no longer just education horror stories. We're doing whatever we feel on these fine Mondays. Sometimes horror stories, sometimes gossip, sometimes yelling about the government, maybe sometimes history. Thanks for being here. Yeah, on Wednesday, we're either going to do Elvis or the Titanic. I haven't decided. Should I eat hummus and chips? If you're asking, you know the answer, and the answer is yes. You should make rewards so we can spend our points. I should do that. What does that even really mean? Like, what's a reward? Like, what do you want? Like, I'll give you what you want. Like, I'm not asking that aggressively. I'm just wondering. Like, what would a reward be? Happiness? Oh, fuck. I don't have that. I can't give that to you. Paige Goober, thanks for the follow. Genuine happiness. Titanic. I'm leaning towards Titanic. And Elvis next week. Because Elvis, I feel like, is going to require more research than Titanic. There's more differing opinions. Rewards are way we can spend our points. But, like, what's the reward? What do you get? Like, do I give you an Amazon gift card? Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? I'll look into it. I'll Google it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Def Titanic this week, Elvis next week. Will we talk about the Titanic never saying conspiracies? Absolutely. Titanic was my special interest in 6th grade. It's a very common special interest. I want to see the movie. Water breaks and stretching are great rewards. I'm a Titanic girl. Got it tattooed on my body because I was obsessed. Lord of Loch Ness, good evening. Welcome. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Me on stream, analyzing and making memes out of everyone's trauma. That's what a lot of today is. Today, we don't have that many stories, but a lot of the ones we have are very, very long. And I'm kind of feeling that more of a vibe than like a ton of short stories. I'm liking doing a couple really long ones. So if you have a story and you're like, oh, it's too long, I can't submit it. No, literally write an essay. Like, I'm in love. My contribution to this class is giving a tortilla chip recommendation on the Google Doc. Thank you. Also, if you do the Titanic, there's a great 2-hour and 45-minute play-by-play reaction to the entire sinking on YouTube. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, let me know if one of the memes tonight should be the class photo. So the first thing on our agenda is some very deeply concerning news out of Florida. These are 2 TikToks that I got tagged in or sent or whatever. But please look at what's happening in Florida.
I am a Florida teacher, and there has been a lot of discussion about what our jobs are going to look like now that HB7 has been passed here in our state. Today we did get a little bit of a glimpse. We had a district meeting, and at this district meeting, they basically just read us the bill on what we could and could not say in the classroom. After that, they gave us our new book of standards with our new anchor text. So I cannot say something in the classroom, but you know what I can talk about? I can talk about the Bible. The Bible. This is Florida's best standards in English and language arts for 11th grade. And yes, you were reading that correctly. The Bible.
Isn't that fucking insane? Isn't it insane that the Florida Best Standards, that is the state curriculum. That is the state curriculum from the government, from the state, and the Bible is on there. Isn't that wild? I saw a TikTok recreating how it would have sounded as the Titanic sank and it was just darkness and screaming. Jesus Christ. That should be illegal. OMFG. I know. Also, the views dropped a lot when we were watching that. I'm sorry. I thought we would all be interested in the Christian fascist takeover. I guess not. I guess not. I guess only we care. We're among the company who care right now. Oh, some streamers make rewards like you silly sounds, making you drink water, ban you from saying words, etc. Oh, I get it. I was interested, bestie. I know I'm not cool 12. Well, I appreciate that because the next one is somehow worse.
Welcome to Florida, where this is what they hand out at freshman orientation for high schoolers. We don't get a map of the school that's 3 stories high with 15 to 20 outbuildings. We don't get a handbook of procedures and guidelines for the school. We get the only books that aren't banned in the state of Florida, the Evangelical New Testament. Yay, Florida.
This, according to the woman that posted this, is in a public school in Clay County, Florida. She did not want to say the name of the school because her children go to school there, so I actually think that that's really understandable. But that being said, I can't really vouch for this. The Florida Best Standards, that one I can vouch for. I know what those books look like. That is from the state. That one is very much real. But the New Testament, or the Evangelical Old Testament, whatever, I believe it to be true, but I don't know for sure. Not the New Testament. No, I literally know. It's so scary. It is so scary. Stop. I don't want this to be playing right now. Go away. I think this might be our class photo. I think this might be it. I just took it. Let me know what we think. They used to hand out little orange New Testaments when I was in elementary, like once a year. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I really, I'm nervous. Like, if I did not say I was just a twinge nervous, I would be lying right now. I would be lying. Also, I feel so much better. I feel like that Motrin really just kicked in, and I feel 1,000 times better now, and I'm sad that I didn't get a better Dr. Pepper. We look so cute. I know, we look so amazing. Okay, so content warning, homophobia. Also, the content warning literally just looks gorgeous. It just looks gorgeous, like the content warning. I'm just obsessed with it. Okay, so this is like a teacher horror story, like a horror story of what a teacher went through. So I was in my second year. Also, let me know how we're feeling about the slides. I wanted them to be easier to read for you and for me. So let me know how we're feeling about the slides. I might make the background a little bit darker just so there's more contrast on the white now that I'm looking at it. People who aren't scared right now scare me more. No, literally. I live in Oklahoma, and one of the teachers here got in trouble for teaching an anti-bullying unit to his high school students. Imagine being a parent and being like, I want my child to have the right to be bullied and to bully, and that's what America was founded on. Like, imagine looking another grown person in the face and saying that. I love the butterflies, right? I think it's cute. It's a nice touch. Okay, so I was in my second year of teaching high school social studies. I'm an openly gay woman, and my students know this mostly because if they ask, I just tell them, if Becky down the hall can talk about her husband, why can't I talk about my life partner? It's low-key a nice contrast from the trauma on the slide. That's what I wanted to be giving, was therapy vibes. Because the other slides were kind of cool and Art Deco-y, I guess, and intense, but they weren't relaxing, and I feel like these are just more relaxing, and I want to really create a good environment right here. But anyway, I do think it may be a little darker on the background, but I do love it. Thank you. I agree. Darker on the background. I'll make it less transparent. And I think I'm going to get rid of these little stars. I didn't realize you could get rid of them. I thought they were a part of the background image. I didn't realize you could get rid of them until I was already done making them. So I'm going to get rid of them so it's easier to read. These, but not the ones down here. These are staying. Okay, so anyway, I had 2 white male students go to another teacher telling her they wanted to try and get me fired, and no one took it seriously. A couple... the homophobia with the emojis. No one took it seriously, but a couple days later, I get called. I'm not by the principal. What? I'm not by the principal, but by the special ed department head. Okay, so you get called in by the special ed department head, not the principal. Got it. She then tells me she's been informed by one of the students that I would purposefully bend over in front of her students in a sexual way. She then went on to say I would apparently push whiteboard markers off my podium just to bend over in front of this literal child. I calmly explained to her that of course that has never happened, and she went on to suggest I be more cautious of my body movements and wear less suggestive clothing to work. Ew. 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 Thank you, Mitch McConnell, for being the absolute worst. Yeah. Mitch McConnell is the worst. I don't know how that conversation started. Yikes, what the fuck? Okay, we're not even done. We're not even done. This is like 5 parts. I wear cringy teacher t-shirts, a cardigan, and Old Navy office pants with Vans literally every day. I felt uncomfortable about how the situation went, so I told my principal. He stated that the special ed department woman came to him with this info. He told her it wasn't a big deal, and of course he doesn't believe those boys, so just to let me know what the boys were saying about me, more so to warn me about it. So also, this department head seems quite shady. Quite shady. Because the principal reacted to this as like a normal person. Like the principal had like a very normal person reaction to it. Like I personally think the principal should have handled it themselves, just for good measure, clearly. But they didn't do a bad job. Like they didn't react poorly. They were just like, hey, give girly a heads up because that's fucking weird. And then they moved on with their life and we're like, it's probably nothing. But the department head, someone is projecting. Someone's projecting. What's that saying? I'm not trying to say anything. But what's that saying where it's like every accusation is actually a confession? Interesting. Clearly not what happened when I notified him about what had been said to me by the special ed department head. He said that she had good intentions and I may have misheard some of her statements. Okay, well, never mind. Not on the principal's side anymore. One of the boys served an in-school suspension for a day. I want to know how they picked which boy served the in-school suspension. I know that that's not the important part of the conversation right now, but I just really want to know how they picked. How'd they pick which one did it? Is a valid question. You're not going to look at me and tell me it's not. Then, when asked by the supervising teacher of in-school suspension why he was there, he admitted to the supervising teacher that it was all a plan created by 4 boys to try and get me fired, mostly because they don't like me, which turns out was code for they were being homophobic. I still had to teach all those kids, and nothing ever happened to punish them. I still work at this school. Sorry it's so long. Thank you, love you, and love your content. Thank you. Again, never apologize for it being long. Quarter life crisis. Hi, so sorry I'm late. It's okay. Quarter life crisis, let me just tell you, I was early today. Hopped on this bitch 7:27 p.m. They drew straws for suspension. I would make them rock, paper, scissors for it. The principal seemed kind of apathetic. He must have flipped a coin. I know, I was literally early. I know you don't believe it. Schools when their staff is facing homophobia in the workplace. Look at Kris Jenner. I love Kris Jenner. When I was in college, our professors would tell us to get your boyfriends to make sure your clothes are appropriate. I ripped them to shreds in my evals. Get your boyfriends to make sure your clothes are appropriate. If I took the outfit advice of my boyfriend, I would be arrested for public indecency. I could literally walk out of the room in lingerie and I'd be like, should I wear this to this restaurant? And he'd be like, you look amazing. I love it. Like, do not. Even if, like, that statement was fine, it's still not good advice. Like, it's still not going to get to the objective that you want. ProDad Build, subscribe with Prime. What is up? What is up? Are you my dad? Dad, if you're here, don't make this weird. Just pretend you're not here. Thanks for all your great content. You subscribed when you've never even chatted before? I fucking love that shit. I love that shit. Also, boyfriends, the homophobia, I can't. Boyfriend redacted slays. He is a slay. He's a big slay. Okay, so toxic vibes in Buffalo. No. I'm a school counselor, and my first year out of grad school, I worked in the worst paying district in the Buffalo, New York area. Love that for us. The work culture was so toxic that my co-counselor literally ended up getting hospitalized for mental health concerns. Work, obviously, wasn't her only stressor, but a huge part of it. I always know when I'm feeling mentally ill, it is made worse by being employed. But then again, being unemployed makes it worse too. Being employed but not working. That's the key. As the first, Ambi Moon, thanks for subscribing. As a first year educator, I was mostly oblivious to how bad the working conditions actually were. I just figured that's how education is. Mood, that's what I thought as well. Biggest issues were zero communication from our principal. Our building principal would single out and bully certain staff, and inappropriate handling of students who were emotionally dysregulated. Did we have the same principal? If I lived in Buffalo, New York, I'd literally be hitting you up. I'd be like, what's up? Actually, I don't have your contact information. I feel like maybe our principals are brothers. I could see it. I could see it. Truly. I need to add more emotes. That's what I need to do. Look. That's the closest thing you have to a reward is Mike. There's Mike. Mike. Give it up for Mike. I hate principals, a lot of them. And this is principals when teachers need information to do their job. I don't know why it's so goddamn hard for principals to like send emails and like be accountable and like do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like they can't do it. They don't have it in them. Schedules, class sizes, who's working with who, facilities issues, updates from the district. Like, why do principals want to gatekeep this information? Why do they want to hold it in? Why do they want to give it to themselves? Make a reward, Mike giving us a wave. Oh my God, you're right. Why? Why do they want to hold this information to themselves? I don't understand. As a counselor, it became a huge ethical conflict for me when I was asked to physically restrain a gen ed student, which is illegal, when I had no formal training in TCCPI, I don't know what that is, restraints, despite asking the district many times for it. I had such bad anxiety going into work, knowing that I could be called on the walkie-talkie to intervene with a student. This is a district that prides themselves on being trauma-informed, BTW. Also, what kid wants to get counseled by someone who has put them in a physical hold before? There is no logic. Yeah, exactly. The sex education meme. Sorry, I don't know why I keep getting so distracted. I really should not have been in the sun today. But anyway, so I can't believe that they're A, making you do this without any formal training, and B, the fact that it's illegal even if you did have formal training. Crisis prevention something. Oh, thank you. Also, Quarter Life Crisis, I saw your message. I'm glad you liked the slides. No one, your admin. Like, let's tone it down. Let's tone it down several notches. Like, we're at a 10. I feel like I'm seeing you at a 10. I want you to be like a 2. I want you to tone it down to like a 2 right now. Not into this. COVID happened that year and we went remote, but I was told over a Zoom call that my contract wouldn't be renewed because I wasn't getting involved enough in those physical altercations. Your admin really said, like, yeah, we're not going to hire you back because you're not willing to fight the kids. Like, you're just not willing to get physical with them. And that is something that's important to us. Like, that's something that we stand by. That's something that we live by. And you're just not willing to get on board. So we just can't have that. We can't have you here, unfortunately. But we wish you well on your journey. Have a great day. Have an amazing time. Again, there was... I missed something. And because the principal didn't like the way my counseling program was going, again, there was zero communication from the principal that there had been any problems. I had a professor who was literally like, y'all should get trained to restrain. It's going to help you so much. Mm-hmm. You're refusing to put your hands on kids while they attend in their school. Get the fuck out. It's like, ethics? You have them? Please leave, ma'am. Likewise, my 2 co-counselors' contracts were also not renewed. They got rid of us, the 2 school counselors, in a building with 1,000 pre-K through 4 students and hired 1 new person instead. They also let go of a ton of teacher aides that summer and waited until August to tell one of my coworkers, a 4th grade teacher, that she wasn't going to be coming back the following year. Imagine waiting till August. That's literally so disrespectful. The building also had 2 social workers, one of them an older man with heart problems, who was given an office in an electrical closet. You can't be giving an old man an office in an electrical closet? That's fucked up. This old man's social worker in your shitty school, and you're going to give him an office in an electrical closet? That's terrible. That's terrible. Also, I love this episode of this show. How do you fit so many children in one building? I have no idea. Truly could not tell you. It's a hazard. Feels like a hazard. Go back to homeschooling, everyone. I want to rewind to before the Industrial Revolution. They heard heart problems and thought the electricity could help with that. That is awful. Why would you say that? This is really funny, though. I was so devastated to lose my job, but it worked out for the best because I found jobs in other districts where I got better pay, better experience, and worked with much more competent people. The experience was awful, but also a blessing in disguise. So that gets me, is people like, oh, I just got a new job in a different district. The district that I worked in and live in is huge. I would have to go so far away. Like, it'd literally be so far to be in a different district. So that just kind of baffles me when people say that, because I've just never really thought about it that way. Like, I could, but, like, I'd have to move. Or do y'all just be commuting? I hate commuting. I will never live more than 30 minutes from my work. That shit sucks. 30 minutes is honestly a lot, too. 10 is ideal. Okay. So, that was toxic vibes in Buffalo. No, he's literally going to die in there and nobody's going to notice. I'm stressed out about it. I just move all the time. That stresses me out. I've lived in my apartment since 2019, and I'm going to raise my children here. I hate moving. I lived in my same house the entire time I grew up. The first time I moved, I was 18, and I moved out, and I was like 0 stars, never doing that again. And then once I got my apartment, my first like adult, not college apartment, I have not left. I will raise my children here. You're back from your shower. Welcome back. I could see 2 different schools in different districts from my high school window. What? Moving stresses me out, and I'm moving this Saturday. Good luck. God, sex education is so bad. All we got was a Christian couple who came to our middle school and told us not to have sex until marriage, even used bad metaphors like gum. Did they do the tape where you put tape on someone's arm and then you take it off and it's like not sticky anymore? And they're like, that's what happens when you get fucked, is that no one wants you. I moved 5 times in 1.5 years. Oh, no. Absolutely not. Immediately no. Content warning, men being awful. When you get fucked. That's how they say it. I mean, that's not how they say it, but that's what they're talking about. Am I wrong? Content warning, men being awful, and relationship abuse. It's not super graphic, but it is men being awful. Well, really boys being awful, because they're in high school. Boys being awful. I've been in 7 school districts. Y'all literally give me so much anxiety. I just want to go on the record and say that. Also, there we go. See what I mean? Now that it's a little darker, isn't the purple and the blue and the purple just like such a vibe? No one wants to use chewing gum when someone else chewed it first. We did that with Jolly Ranchers. But yeah, this story is not really men being awful. It's more teenage boy being awful. Yeah, my public school in Texas only talk about abstinence and nothing else. The purple and blue is very good vibes. Thank you. I've been in like 5 districts. I was a military child, but it cancels out abuse. Not me counting, and I've moved 9 times in the last 2 years. How do y'all live like this? Y'all are so much stronger than me. Let me just put that on the record right now. I could never, ever. I am the weakest soldier. I'm truly the weakest soldier. Fun fact, this lotion, one of my students gave it to me, half full. He was like, I bought this for my girlfriend, but we broke up, and so I stole it out of her backpack. And then I was like, he was going to throw it away, and I was like, give that to me. He was like, you want it? And I was like, yeah, I want it. And he was like, yeah, you should use it. And I was like, yeah. We stand not wasting. And then he was like, can I have extra credit? And I was like, I'll think about it. Are y'all just paying the lease break fees all the time? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of my 5 was moving out of a bad roommate situation earlier. Yeah, I kicked them out. I was like, we can't be doing that. Alex the baddie, hi Mr. Redacted, finally catching a stream. Welcome. Why do they always ask for extra credit? It's just their instinct. I can't even be mad. I think this story might be mine. Stolen lotion is a cube. You stole lotion from a child. No, I did not. A child was getting rid of lotion, and I said, give it to me. And they said, okay. He paid for it. He got it for her. And they said they broke up, so he took it back. Not you getting because you're not. It was literally like this full. He was walking up to put it in the trash can, and I was like, why are you putting full lotion in the trash can? And it's my favorite scent. It's 1,000 Wishes by Bath and Body Works. So I was like, you're not going to put a full fucking bottle of lotion in my trash. That's wasteful. Give it here. And then I would keep it on my desk, and sometimes kids would be like, do you have lotion? And I'd be like, yes, I do. And I would have lotion. Why do boys not use lotion? Couldn't tell you. He could have used it himself. Exactly. I said, that's what originally I said. I was like, you should keep it and use it. And he was like, no. And I was like, well, don't throw it away. Imagine seeing the lotion your boyfriend got you on your teacher's desk. She was not my student. I don't even think she went to the school. The girls carry it on them. It's a better deal than the semi-annual sale. Free lotion. Boys haven't figured out how to use soap, let alone lotion. Like, you're not going to throw away $16 lotion in my presence. I'm sorry. You're just not doing it. Content warning, teenage boys being awful, relationship abuse. Life on Mars School District, Part 1. This is a long one. I started 9th grade in a really bad relationship and was getting cheated on and being treated horribly. I was getting verbally abused not only at home by my boyfriend, but now at school as well. We had the same homeroom in a class together. Once I tried to separate from him, he became obsessed. He was following me to class. He followed me the whole way to my bus, called me 24/7, and continuously threatened me. I was in limbo for 2 months. He would flip-flop between saying how sorry he was and how much he hated me. After he texted me, oh my God, ZK Butterworth, this is yours. After he texted my mother and said she needed to get her daughter and check in, my mom called the school. Boyfriends texting your mom is too damn far. Like, it's too damn far. The same night this happened, he was making general threats such as how he knew where I lived and that he knows my entire class schedule. Nah, but 1,000 Wishes does smell good, though. You've smelled the Japanese blossom one? Yeah, I have. That is a good one. Okay, side note about exes texting your mother. When me and my ex broke up, like, a long time ago. It was, like, literally over a year ago now. Yeah, like, long-ass time ago. I hadn't told my mom yet because it wasn't like a one day we broke up. It was, like, over the course of a couple weeks. So I just, like, hadn't talked to my mom about it. And then he texted her and was like, I'm sure you've heard what happened. And my mom called me and was like, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about right now? And I was like, literally block him. I can't do this. Like, don't text my mom. Don't text my mom. That's fucking weird. Don't text my mom. Why do you have her number? Megan Flame, I had to start carrying lotion in 2nd grade because I would lick my chapped hands in the winter, and my teacher told my mom I was licking my hands then touching the papers I turned in, and my teacher was grossed out. Oh my God, that's so sad. I used to lick like right here and get really dry skin and it would turn red and a little mustache on me. Okay, so part 2. My parents didn't let me go to school, and instead we had a meeting with the principal the next day. Fun fact, my ex-boyfriend lived with his grandma, and her boyfriend was the athletic director, so you can guess that I was fucked. The principal removed me from the class I shared with him after my mom politely threatened him for an hour. The stalking didn't stop, though. I was still being followed, emailed, left notes, and basically anything else you can imagine. There was multiple altercations in the hallway where he would grab my arm and yell at me in front of everyone. He would walk in a foot behind me to try and intimidate me. I was constantly in the office with our vice principal, Dale Selva, who was incredibly sexist and used me as an example for why his daughter isn't allowed to date. I'm glad we're both crusty gremlin children. Men have nothing if not the audacity. Yeah. Literally, men, when you're going through horrific abuse, they'll literally be like, oh, if that was my daughter, it's like, bitch, help me. Bitch, help me. If you're saying that, that shows that you know that this is not okay. So fucking help me. You have one job. One job. I love the name drop. I love when y'all put someone's full government name. You're like, add him on LinkedIn. See if he wants to discuss this. So he always tried to call my dad instead of my mom because he knew she was a very good advocate. He didn't know my dad wanted to beat his ass. I was still a shy 9th grader trying to gain my voice and was being bullied by a grown man. Not to mention my ex-boyfriend's parole officer was the school resource officer, and he too was a bully. I feel like that's a conflict of interest. I don't know why. I just feel like it's a conflict of interest. I was being told I was dramatic and that maybe I was misunderstanding him. I had to sign an agreement that I wouldn't contact my ex, and he had to sign the same thing. Even though I was being harassed, I had to sign such a document. I'm really wondering where they got this document. Did they just like get it online? I feel like they did. Like, I feel like these men were just like, Google something to print to make this child shut up. Like, they did not give a fuck. Dale deserves. It does seem like Dale deserves. Where was I? Okay. Around this point, my ex told me I deserved to be R-word raped, sorry, and that he thought I was a fat bitch. I told you, content warning. Oh, totally just typed it up. Not even a week later, he tried to talk to me at school and tell me he loved me. Men are crazy! They're crazy. Day before winter break, I was in the office sobbing with my mom, who had to come from work to be there for me. Nice mom, though. Before she got there, my ex was in the room next to me and was banging on the wall. My VP asked if I realized how upset I had made my ex. My brother in Christ. Why would you say that when you could have chosen silence? Why would you say that when silence is always a free and available option? Why would you say that? They probably Googled it online and used a template for the document. This is actually Mars District in Pittsburgh. Get out of my city, Dale. Why dement? He said, consider how he feels. He's like, well, have you thought about how your abuser feels? I don't know if that had crossed your mind yet. Like, he said that shit with full confidence. My mother was beyond pissed to hear this, rightfully so. I was removed from all classrooms and homerooms. I would have any contact with him. As soon as we came back from break, within 5 minutes of being in the building, he approached me to tell me he was sorry. Can this dude leave me the fuck alone, please? Like, I feel him and it's not even my life. Once again, I was in the office waiting to find out what would be done. Within a week, he flipped a table at one of my friends and was posting about how I was a bitch on social media and told my other friend to kill herself. He was only suspended because the table was damaged in the altercation. Why was he only suspended because the table was damaged? Like, are you kidding? That's what causes the suspension? I wish this would happen to me because I would turn into the Hulk. You do not wish this would happen to you. Admin allowing male students to harass but punishing them for property damage. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Another Pittsburgher here. I can tolerate harassment, but I draw the line at the busting table. You cost us money! This is so embarrassing for this school district. Like, God. Also, update the requested to follow me on... Also, update, he requested to follow me on Insta this week. No, block him. A table is literally more valuable than her. The school district is sending strong messages with this one. Also, ZK Butterworth, please block him. What's his Instagram? Let's all report him. Everyone report him. Only if you're comfortable sharing. Don't feel pressure to share if you don't want to. This is not trial by mob. He made a new account. You can do like the report and future accounts. Misredacted has a point. This is not trial by mob, meaning this is a terrible person, but we're not going to force information out of ZK Butterworth if she does not want to share. Okay? That's what I mean. If you want to drop the at, and we will report him. But if you don't want to drop the at, we're dropping it and moving on. Like, we're not dropping it. Like, we're dropping the topic, not the at. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway. I wasn't sleeping during this time. Yeah, I can imagine. I was already dealing with anxiety, but now I was crashing and burning. I was falling asleep in study hall from exhaustion and looked like a ghost. At this point, my ex was following behind me every day after class, and he was still talking about me constantly. I was reporting everything, and one day they pulled me out of class to look at the camera footage of him following me. They asked me how they are supposed to tell a student where to walk. I found Dale on Facebook, and he 100% looks like the kind of person to defend an abuser. Ma'am, I understand that you are under a constant threat and have not slept in weeks. However, we ask the question, how are we supposed to tell a student where to walk? I would walk in and I'd be like, so, you are going to identify these hallways in which he is not allowed to walk at these times. If he walks in those hallways, there will be consequences. Simple as that. Or you could have an administrator walk him directly from one class to the other. And even if you happen to run into each other, an administrator is already right there. That seems like a really easy solution. How about you do it? How about you do it? You can walk this gentleman from class to class because the girl is not going to be the one that has to walk with an administrator and lose time with her friends and be embarrassed. That's not a solution. You're going to walk him with administrators. Why do you want us to stop harassment on our own campus? Damn. I know. They're like, these fucking administrators, they're literally like, it's almost as if you didn't consider that we are watching TV in our offices. And we're really not willing to do that. So please figure it out on your own and do not bring this to our attention again. I was alone in a room with my vice principal and the school resource officer, who were both male. They spoke over me and said that I was overreacting. The resource officer said that he had a crazy girlfriend once and she called him like 5 times. Are you being stalked for a year? One time a bitch called me 5 times. It was crazy. Women are crazy. She called me 5 times. I don't think you realize it was 5 whole times that she called me. No, I didn't even answer any of them. She called me 5 whole times. Like, I know that this man has threatened you at your home and your school and your friends, but she called me 5 times, so I get it. Dale went to the same college as me. I'm disgusted. I am pet food. You are deep in the rabbit hole. Like, I'm here for it. No tea, no shade. But that's wild that y'all are alumnus together. We have more pressing matters than making sure students feel safe. We need to repair a table. Mars School District. This is literally me reading. I'll be reporting him to alumni relations. Perfect. This is me reading this story. Actually, ZK Butterworth, are you okay with us reporting him to alumni relations? Let us know if you're not. I assume because you shared this publicly, you kind of like thought about this, but just in case. Love this flat Dr. Pepper. Should I get McDonald's or the sandwich place for dinner tonight? What are we thinking? Yum. Okay. I was so defeated. They did nothing to protect me. The last major incident was the week of midterms. McDonald's, y'all convinced me. He fabricated screenshots to make it look like I contacted him so he could get me in trouble. This is wild. This is fucking wild. I wasn't allowed to go to the meeting and my poor mother tried her best to defend me even though she didn't know enough about social media. Aw, your poor mom. If I'd been in the meeting, invite me to the meeting. Let me in the meeting. Let me in the meeting. Probably. I mean, I don't go there anymore, so it's not like he can get me in trouble. Let us know if you want us to report it or not. So he was able to get her in trouble this easily. Literally, like, he submitted these screenshots, and they were so ready to believe him. Like, it took them approximately 2 seconds to believe him. He literally submitted the screenshots, and they were like, oh, we believe you. Like, where are your critical thinking skills? You didn't think to maybe check this out, that maybe this was a little suspicious, maybe this was a little weird? Can you take us through your sandwich order? So the place that I go is kind of like a weird place. Not a weird place, but they have cool stuff. So I get a sandwich. Like, this isn't, if you were like, hey, we're at a sandwich place, this is not what I would get. But this is what I get from this place. It's a special place. Get a baguette, brie cheese, avocado, turkey, onions, tomatoes, pickles, French vinaigrette. So fucking good. So fucking good. I don't remember if I said turkey. There's turkey in there. But not like shiny deli turkey. Like, they carve it. Like, it's like chunks of turkey. Like, big pieces. Thick. Good. I would say my go-to at other places, buffalo chicken tender sub. Favorite. If I'm at like a sandwich place that's really just like the basics, it's a sandwich place. White bread. Probably do either an Italian, actually probably not, probably do turkey, definitely pickles, mayo, mustard, probably some kind of seasoning on there, tomato, onion, avocado if they had it. I just moaned at your sandwich explanation. Not to mention I was a straight A student and my ex was not. Well, that's the thing with male administrators is that grades only matter when it's girls. Imagine if Miss Redacted was there to prove that the SC was fraud. The SC, what? Majorly off topic, but I just got locked out of my uni student account and it's going to push me over the edge. Contact support. It's going to be okay. They can get your account back. As someone who works at a place with accounts, you can always get it back. It's so rare that you can't get it back. So I've never not been able to get someone's back, and people delete them literally all the time. I don't know how they're doing it, but whatever. Okay, so he fabricated screenshots to get me in trouble. They said they would let it slide, seeing I'd had a hard year. Oh, how kind of them. Again, I was defeated. Then COVID hit, which was a blessing in disguise. After that year, I switched to online school, and the VP, Dale Salva, was promoted to principal of the elementary school. Perfect. Literally perfect. Awesome. Of an elementary school. What could go wrong? This is a great idea. Whoever thought of this idea, great job. I was ostracized in my community and lost many friends. I really wasn't expecting Dale to be so close to me, and I'm really in a rabbit hole now. FBI, hire me. Oh my God. My ex had continually contacted me every once in a while, such as on my birthdays, and whenever my friends post anything with me in it. I was pushed out of my high school and failed by everyone around me. All the teachers at school knew and looked at me differently. I was the poor girl being abused, but no one actually did anything to protect me. I want to give you a hug really bad. I have a ton more specific stories about my ex, such as him telling me that he would purposely get me pregnant against my will so I could never leave him again. Men are so insane. Like, whenever you think that men have topped themselves in terms of crazy, they take it even crazier. Anyway, thank you for giving me an outlet to let this out, for someone to acknowledge my school's shortcomings. ZK Butterworth on Twitch. This is literally so scary. I completely agree. Men are emotional. They're very emotional. It's giving emotional damage. I'm hating it. I'm hating it for you. I'm really hating it for you. Everyone, let's pour one out for ZK Butterworth. You survived that shit. I'm not going to say you survived. I'm going to say you thrived. I'm going to college in a year and have to take this into consideration so he doesn't come see me here. Okay, valid. Let's, not do anything crazy then. Well, we're not being crazy, but you get what I'm saying. I will put down Dale when I come to Pittsburgh. Exactly. ZK Butterworth, you're a survivor. Men tend to act solely on their emotions and nothing else. Men act on just vibes. Unless you're my boyfriend, then you only act on Excel spreadsheets. Those are the two categories of men. Men that act solely on emotion, and men that act solely on Excel spreadsheets to the point that it's like, how'd you make a spreadsheet for that? Wait, this guy was a minor doing this, hella red flags, and no one was committing to him? Right, where's his mother? Where is his mother? Where is his family? Where can I get the Excel spreadsheets one? I don't know. I found one on Hinge. God, my fiance is also an Excel spreadsheet guy. That was a perfect first time chat, Salt Shaker. Gansy Man, survivor and thriver, not Pauly D. He went to juvie for a hot minute for hurting someone. Well, at least he faced one consequence. He does not have a brother. Okay, now we have some wholesome teacher stories. Love the wholesome teacher stories. Let's get into it. So my AP Euro teacher last year was absolutely awesome. He taught us to look at all things history without rose-colored glasses. I have lots of good stories and memories from the class, but because it only had 10 people in it, so we all got to be pretty close. I'm on the yearbook staff for my school, and we were coming up on our final deadline with some empty space in the senior section of the book. So my yearbook teacher asked me and a friend to go ask teachers their advice for seniors entering the world. When I asked my Euro teacher his advice, he said, I don't know, don't be a fascist. We couldn't put that in the book. Why? Who vetoed that? I would like to speak with whoever vetoed that. Absolutely, I would. We couldn't put that in the books, and so he gave some other good advice, but I thought it was funny, and I'm glad he is a teacher at my school. Love this. Love a crazy AP Euro teacher. This is a long one, but it's really good. This starts sad, but I swear it's not all sad. This one does start pretty sad. I'm going to warn you all about that, but it gets happy, so just bear with us. I was an absolute mess going into my first semester of college. That summer, I was repressed. My boyfriend and I broke up. All my friends moved away for their own college journeys, and I was just generally very anxious about starting a new chapter in my life. I was the first one in my family to go to college, so I was basically going in blind with no one close to me to give me tips on how to navigate being successful in college. Side note, figured it out and graduated early this past December. Shout out to you for graduating early. Bad bitches graduate early. Also graduated early. If you're a bad bitch, you graduated early. But also some bad bitches graduate late. A lot of bad bitches graduate late, but bad bitches graduate early. So congratulations. I was so stressed out about college. I looked into dropping out before the semester even started. I didn't think I had what it took to be in college, even though I had succeeded in high school, because it wasn't meant to be hard. I thought it was a fluke I got into college and didn't think I had what it took to be successful. This was born out of a combination of anxiety-inducing perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and just a general lack of confidence in myself. When I told my parents I looked into dropping out, there was a huge fight that I honestly think I'm still a little traumatized from 4 years later. Sometimes your parents be traumatizing you because they really care about your future a lot, and then it causes them to traumatize you. And then you're like, oh shit, that wasn't that cool. Love you, glad you care about me, but that wasn't that chill that you just said that to me, you know what I mean? Me, I'm the bad bitch that graduated late, quarter life crisis, retweet. Congratulations, queen. Can I get a hell yeah for the bad bitch graduated late? Why do my teeth hurt so bad? I took a psych class that semester with Dr. Mertz. Dr. Mertz had been a professor for 33 years at that point, and before that had spent most of his career helping patients with schizophrenia in inpatient facilities. If we asked questions, he would answer them, and if he didn't have an answer, he was upfront about not knowing and would get back to us with an answer after he talked to someone in the field. After he talked to someone in the field, he was a curmudgeon New York native, used all the slang and the accent that came with that, and talked about his childhood and the bitter sibling rivalry between him and his sister with great detail. If a female student asked a question too quietly, he would tell us to woman up and speak up because we were in college to make a difference, so we better start making ourselves heard. Very intense delivery, but love the underlying message there. No one, Dr. Mertz. Dr. Mertz is not going to let you forget that you're a bad bitch. Dr. Mertz is really not here for it. Also, Gouda lover, you gonna graduate. You gonna graduate. King shit. Literally king shit. King shit right here. No, I still love this man with all my heart. Wait, Gab Page, is this you? He 100% believed that his female students were just as capable than his male students, and no more capable. I mean, I think his female students are probably more capable, but whatever. He straight up told us on election day that year that we needed to vote against anyone that supported Trump because Trump was not only an awful president, but also an awful person IRL. I had a stroke, so I feel I had an excuse. If I had a stroke, I would not do anything ever again. So yeah, that's a very valid excuse. And you don't need an excuse. Anyway, his class was completely lecture-based but had optional homework assignments that were extra credit. Merz understood that sometimes shit happens in life and it meant we missed a class. That wouldn't break his heart. He's without a doubt the smartest man I've ever met, the most caring and compassionate professor I've ever had the privilege of learning from. If I hadn't taken his class that semester, I would probably not be where I am today. He gave me the confidence not only in myself, but in my ability to be successful in college, and also to know that I was on the right path. Even for all of his grumpy curmudgeonness, I had no doubt he truly meant it when he said he wanted us to succeed in life. I started this man's class heartbroken and depressed teenager, barely on the lid of her anxiety, but psychology was one of my favorite subjects to learn about, and this man had so much knowledge to give. At first, I was scared to ask questions because Dr. Merz kind of scared me, but I did finally work up the courage to ask questions because there were a lot of times I asked questions he couldn't answer and had to get back to me on them. Finally, one day, he straight up asked me what I was majoring in. I majored in rec and leisure studies with a concentration in sport and event management. He told me to my face in front of the whole class that I was in the wrong major and I needed to look for something else. Dr. Mertz finding out a smart, talented young woman is majoring in rec and leisure studies with a concentration in sport and event management. That is a long-ass major. I thought I had a long-ass major. Oh, ZK Butterworth, nice message. Pause. Thank you all for being so kind. I've always been super scared of getting backlash from others about my story and just needed to remind myself that I was not in the wrong. Thank you all for being so nice. Anytime. That is what we're here for. That is what the group chat is here for. That's what I should call this, the group chat. I think I'm going to rename it. Yeah, it's not we out here. It's the group chat. Anyway, when you need to trauma dump and have people be like, yeah, that's really fucked up, that's what we're here for. I do enjoy group chat tea. Me too. Okay, back to Dr. Mers. I was kind of shocked because no one had ever told me I was so thoroughly wrong like that before. He said I needed something more challenging and that my major was designed to let student athletes coast into a degree, which, to be fair, he was right. I also have the student athlete coasting degree, and I made a lot of money in my undergrad writing papers for Florida State football players. So if you have ever cheered on Florida State football, just know that this is the face behind that C average. And I would tell them, I'd be like, all right, this is how much it costs for an A, this is how much it costs for a C. What do you want? And then they would pay me, and I would usually just write an A paper regardless, because I'm not really capable of writing a C paper because I'm a perfectionist. But yeah. God, I should have done that. They asked me all the time. Girl boss shit right there. Yeah, it was good. It was a good money stream for a minute there. It was useful. Because my apartment was really close to where a bunch of them lived, and we had the same classes together. So when we were walking back after class, we'd be at the same spot, and I'd be like, hey, if you ever need someone to write your papers, or you want to buy my study guides off me, let me know. Thinking about the class I think we had with a football player, there were so many. The one I made the most money off of, not the player, but the class, is I took sociology of race, and it had literally 15 student athletes in it. Loved that professor. He was cool. He's the one I think I accidentally went on a date with. That wasn't that cool. I wrote my boyfriend's paper in college, but he dropped out and broke up with me recently. His loss. Did you take collective action? I did. I loved the professor for that class, but when I took that class, they added it really last minute. So everyone that took the class, not everyone, but a lot of people in the class, they added it to their schedules because they were slacking and didn't jump on registration, and they just needed a credit of something. And people in that class were so disrespectful to the professor. Wait, did Quarter Life Crisis and you go to school together? We did. Went to college together. But anyway, people were so fucking disrespectful to that professor, and they would not read the readings, but then try and argue with her about the readings. And so many times me and other people in the class would go up to her after class and be like, this is literally so fucked up. And she was like, yeah, I don't know what the fucking problem is. And she had taught high school in multiple cities. It's not that she wasn't a classroom management person. You know how some people just can't command a room? That was not it. This class, people were just being menaces in it. It was so terrible. So anyway, back to Dr. Mers. He even called me to his podium after class that day and told me to seriously reconsider to something more challenging because he didn't want me to waste my potential in a field that wouldn't challenge me. I need a job that's more challenging. My job is stressful but not hard, and that's the worst combination for me. He told me to take the rest of the semester to think about it. This conversation was around midterms, and if I was really interested in switching to something more challenging, to come talk to him. I was genuinely shocked that he didn't even think I belonged. I was genuinely shocked since I didn't even think I belonged in college. I had hella bad imposter syndrome and absolutely no confidence I would cut it in college, and thought I was just getting by on luck for the most part. After that conversation, I kind of reassessed how I was doing and figured out I wasn't doing as bad as I thought, but that my mental health was just the equivalent of a fork in the garbage disposal at that point in my life. I kept asking questions like I had been in his class, and I slowly started bringing the energy I brought to his class to my other classes, and figured out that I am actually as capable as he and everyone else thought I was. I love this for you. I love this era. I love this glow up. You know what I mean? I'm moving on to the chat now. Sorry, we're taking a pause. I had a sociology teacher, and to be honest, that professor is my favorite teacher of all time. Now I heavily consider changing paths if education doesn't work out. Love sociology. People disrespecting professors was so annoying, except I did have a racist math professor that degraded the international students. That was the only professor disrespect I was okay with. Valid. My senior year, my mom passed the same week my AP art was due. My art teacher documented and uploaded my finished work so I wouldn't fail the class. I ended up with the highest score possible. He also pushed me to go to art school and wrote a 3-page recommendation letter for me. I ended up getting into my dream school. Stop. I love wholesome teachers. Okay. By the end of the semester, I was fully kicking ass in all my classes, and I knew I did and I knew that I did want to pursue a career in sports. You did or you didn't? And I knew that I did want to pursue a career in sports. True to his word, Dr. Mers did check in with me throughout the semester to see which way I was leaning. And just before the final, he asked me if I wanted to switch, if I was content with where I was. I told him I wanted to stay in sports because I thought I could make a difference in the field. Okay, we are staying in sports. Because I thought I could make a difference in the field. He told me that's all he needed to hear and hoped that I found success in all of my endeavors. That is so cute. That is so cute. Now that I know now that I was the one who pulled myself out of the gutter and I got the help to better my mental health, and I was the one that put in the work to finish college and earn my degree, but I would not have recognized my ability to do so within myself had this man not seen it in me himself. I truly don't know if he saw the internal struggle was going on or if he just really did feel the New Yorker need to put his opinion out there and tell me I wasn't living up to my potential, but regardless, he helped me in ways I never knew I needed, and college ended up being one of the most formative experiences of my life, and for that, I will always be grateful to him. P.S. I'm sorry this was so long. I just needed the world to know about this man and that he owns the category of best professor ever. You all need to stop apologizing for the long submissions. We love it. Women in sports, I want to know too. Yes. What do you do in sports? Yeah, I want to know. What do you do in sports? Go team. Okay. Moving on to Girl Boss in STEM. I think this might be the last one. I think we have like 10 more slides, and some of them are memes. I don't really know. Monday streams are usually shorter. Also, if this is your first Monday stream. Okay, so I studied math and computer science in college, both are which very male-dominated fields. In the computer science department, there was one female professor who is now the department chair because she's a queen, and a handful of female students. My senior year, I was taking an upper-level programming class with this professor and was the only female in the class with about 15 male students. Most of the guys were very nice and I was friends with a couple of them, but I felt like shit when I was in that class. I wouldn't answer questions or speak up in class, even though I usually knew what was going on. I had this professor for other classes before, so she knew what I was typically like in class. For background, I was a very good student. Also, we loved this. Graduated summa cum laude, had my research published, interned with NASA. It was really my girl boss era. It was really your girl boss era, and I'm here for your girl boss era. So she knew something was up when I pretty much never participated in class. This is all of us in our girl boss eras. I'm in my girl boss era, you're in your girl boss era. Oh my god, I am pet food, this is you? Interned with NASA, your girl boss era. This is incredible. I'm living for this, I'm loving this. It's great. She reached out to me and asked if I was okay. I told her about how being in a class full of all male students made me feel really dumb. Oh, yes, I'm no longer in my girl boss era though, RIP. Girl boss eras come and go. Like, we all enter them and leave them at different times. You know what I mean? Girl boss pussy slay. Okay. So, we stand Iam's pet food. Okay, so you told her about how being in a class full of all male students made you feel really dumb and that I was afraid to say something wrong in front of them. Being a woman with a PhD in computer science, she knew exactly what I was feeling. She would constantly check in on me during the semester and we would just chat in her office. I know it might not seem like a lot. No, it does seem like a lot. But she made me feel so much more comfortable. She would also have a meeting or two each year with all the female students in the department where she would bake us cookies and make sure we were comfortable and not being harassed. I want to come. I want to go to this party so fucking bad. This is my Met Gala, however you say that. I want to go to the Women in STEM eating cookies, making sure no one is being harassed party. That is the invite of the decade. Exactly. Okay. So, I genuinely don't think I would have stayed in the program had it not been for her. So we have to be in the department to participate. I will become a woman in STEM. Technically, I am a woman in STEM because I work in technology. Sometimes I say that, and our engineers, like our actual like digital engineers, like the product engineers, they get really upset when I say that. When I'm like, I'm a woman in STEM. They're like, stop. I'm like, yeah, I am. Imagine being invited to clear cookies and checked on. I'll literally bake some cookies. I'll bring cookies. Technically, the email was only sent to the majors and minors, but she would never turn anyone down. I work for a gaming and ad company, and I say it too. I'm just the social media manager. Yeah, we have the same vibe, Salt Shaker, and thank you for the follow, by the way. Women in STEM, Bunsen burner, on. Okay, so moving on to the student teacher of heaven. Oh, wait, Gab Page. Let me do your update. So I currently work in a park department, but there are so many other options. My dream job is working in the WNBA, promoting it and pushing it closer to the level that men's NBA is in terms of popularity and money making. If that makes sense, it does. Other options, working front office in any pro team like NBA, NFL, NHL. I want to learn more about hockey. Like running the marketing department or game day management, parks like I currently do, or event planning for weddings, hospitality, tourism also fall under. Can this be our Women in STEM? Is anyone being harassed group chat? Yes. This is the group chat. How about this? We title this the group chat, and then we can have different topics for the group chat depending on how we're feeling and what we're doing. Also, I really need a haircut. I want to chop it to like there. Right, leisures, it's kind of overwhelming. This is our group chat. Okay, student teacher from heaven. My sophomore English class had an amazing student teacher that everyone loves. She made a connection with every student. She graduated after our first semester, but decided to pay to stay the whole year because she didn't want to leave us, which is very cute. She was low-key the first teacher figure I was able to have non-school related conversation with, mostly us talking about YouTube drama because it was 2018. Very wholesome, but I wish she didn't have to pay extra after being graduated to stay with us. Also, they totally could have figured out a way around that. Like, she really didn't have to do that. Like, yes, get into hockey, it's so fun. Like, they really could have figured something out. They could have hired her as a sub. They could have hired her as an interventionist, like a paraprofessional. They could have done something. Like, she graduated. Like, why didn't they just hire her? If I was the principal and a teacher came to me about this, I'd be like, no, that's literally so stupid. Like, if money is not a problem, I unfortunately can only pay you minimum wage, but like, I'll just hire you so you can just like keep doing what you're doing. My principal was from Florida, of course. Betty Crocker homemaker. So I told you it was going to be a shorter one, and we were early. But thank you for being here. I'm going to keep hanging out for a while. Like, I want to keep in the chat, and here's the story to submit. Oh, wait. Also, she's the professor that everyone hates to take because she's actually hard on you and forces you to learn, which makes me so sad because she's the nicest person ever. That's a mood. Okay, so if you have a story that you want to submit to me, I put the QR code up there, or I put the link in the chat here. Thank you so much for being here. I love this. This went by really fast today, also because we weren't on here as long. I'm probably going to hang out for at least another like 5-10 minutes. But yeah. Wait, let's read more porn for women. We never finished this. For those of you that were not here at the beginning, we were reading this book. It's called Porn for Women, and it's literally just average-looking men doing the bare minimum. What kind of stories should we submit? Great question. So here's the Google form. Send me your education horror story, an amazing teacher who changed your life, your work gossip, your family drama, a rant about a politician or rich person you hate, the story of the worst customer you ever had, a man who wronged you, a rich person's terrible house, if you find a Zillow link you want to show me, or whatever else is on your mind. Nothing is irrelevant. I'm happy to talk about whatever experience you want to share. But yeah. There was a semi in my Walmart parking lot that said Jesus is the way or something. I'd die to submit a photo. Other good point. If you have a photo, you can email it to me because I didn't want to make the Google form like annoying. So if your story has screenshots, videos, photos, whatever, shoot it to me over email. Do you think you will get to all the stories or do you pick and choose? So on education horror stories, I did pretty much all of them. The only times I skip one are if it seems like a very blatant lie or if it doesn't make any sense. Like sometimes I get them and I read them and it literally just makes no sense. Like, I'm sorry, I love you, but it just makes no sense. Like, because there's so many grammatical errors. Those are the only ones I skip. Other than that, I look through all of them. I want to read this porn for women though. Okay. See, look, an average looking man, and it says, God, that's so interesting. Tell me more. That's just someone having a conversation. You look stressed. Let's make you some tea and we can talk about it. Is chamomile okay? This is something my boss would do for me. My boss, if you're watching this, I love you. Is there an average-looking man taking out the trash without being asked in there? There is. There is. Let me find him. He was actually one of the better-looking ones, though. Where is it? I know it's in here. I'll find it. It's towards the end. What would you do if your boss was actually watching? That'd be really embarrassing. I hope she's not. Sorry, I'm trying to find the man taking out the trash. I'm really fixated on this now. Was that it? Did I miss it? No. That was it. Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. It literally is like him taking out the trash, and I remember what it says. It's like, as long as my legs work, you won't have to worry about this. Slay, I emailed the photo. Thank you. Okay, I don't want to meet the men. They, like, also have a little bio on all the men, which is, like, lame. You don't want to shit where you eat, you know what I mean? I'm determined to find this stupid fucking trash photo. This is what happens when I get fixated on, like, things. Lame, lame, sex joke, sex joke, sex joke. Lame, 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 lame. 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 This one's hilarious. I love a clean house. Look at him. Look at this man. Just please tell me someone's seeing this. Please tell me someone else saw that. Okay, I found the trash one. It's about goddamn fucking time. It says, as long as I have legs to walk on, you'll never have to take out the garbage. And it's literally the most average looking man I've seen in my life. Like, he's cute and fine, and it's like, yay, you're so cute and gorgeous, sir. But, like, this is just a man doing the bare minimum. I'll read you through the other ones. I like to get to these things before I have to be asked. You mean as a resident of this home? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I hate taking out the garbage. I don't take out garbage. That's for men to do. Being a man must be so easy. Sometimes I feel bad for men, though, because they, like, have to... Or, like, people be talking shit about them for crying. Like, imagine if you had to, like, worry about that. Like, if I cry, like, people kind of are nice about it. Just because I'm married doesn't mean I shouldn't take care of myself. And it's, like, him in the mirror. This is hilarious. Come on, sit down. There's ball games on all the time, but how often can we watch the figure skating finals? This one's pretty funny. My husband wishes he'd get praised for taking out the trash. You literally make half the trash. Here, you pick the movie. It's just polite. It's very polite. It's like men giving cake and folding laundry. Yes, a book of men doing the bare minimum. Well, this was great. Let me share the link to submit stories again. Give me 1 second to just grab that back. If anyone would like it, but this was phenomenal. I'm gonna go get some McDonald's. Thank you all for being here. Sorry it was a little bit of a shorter stream. When did our standards get so low? I don't know. You're preaching to the choir on that one. Bye-bye. See you Wednesday. I think we're going to do the Titanic on Wednesday. That is my thought process, is that we're going to be doing Titanic. So, love you. Get ready for some deep roommate tea. I need to do that, too. I need to do a stream about that. See you Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Love you so much. Night nights. Make good decisions. Sleep tight.